Hey, are you a master of procrastination as well? Oh my, it's too late to do anything anymore. Then this video is for you. It doesn't matter if you just want to focus on your school or uni work, you want to get shit done, or you feel like the day just has too little hours for everything that you want to achieve. I'm gonna give you advice to better focus and organize. For me, the basis of everything are the to-do lists. I write a to-do list just for one day because otherwise it would be way too overwhelming. So now you should put everything on that list that you want to achieve by today. But really don't put too much on it. It will just totally pressure you and you will never achieve all of those things when you know it's just very time consuming and impossible to do all of that in one day. The only thing that you can do is put optional things on that list. So you just put them in brackets so you know, it would be nice to do it, but if I don't do it, I won't be upset because I still have them for the next day. When constructing that list and ranking different items on that list, there are two ways you can do it. So either you start with the most important things, so you put them on top of your list and you also start with them, or you just write everything down chronologically. That's also not the worst option because it lets you stick to a timetable so that you won't break out and do something that is more fun. Because when you prioritize things, mostly not so pleasurable ones are on top because those are the most urgent ones. So if you want to trick yourself more into thinking it's a nice timetable for the day, then maybe just put them chronologically. The list itself should be placed somewhere where it's always visible so that you have that reminder, oh shit, there's still this thing that I need to do. Physical handwriting is usually more satisfying, but I understand that sometimes you're moving around and then it's better to have things like that on your phone. The important key point for every task that you're trying to accomplish is always stay focused on that one task you want to achieve right now. When you merely concentrate on your task mindfully, then it will also be done quicker. Because my problem is usually that I start 100 things in between because this is unfinished, and this is unfinished. But then I just end up more unsatisfied because I didn't manage to finish one single thing, but just start 100 different things. When you work as some kind of endless task that you cannot finish but just want progress in, maybe it's also good to set a time span or maybe a specific limit. For example, if you have to write an essay but you cannot finish this whole thing in one day, then maybe you just set yourself the limit to write 2 pages a day, or maybe focus on this task for 2 hours merely on that thing and not like, For work like this that has a deadline, you should also plan backwards. So start with the deadline timing and then see how much time you actually need and build in a buffer. I know that not everybody can stay concentrated 24/7 the entire time, and that's okay because you can allow yourself some procrastination time in between your tasks. But maybe also limit it to the time so that you won't waste your time just sitting around for 2 hours being on Instagram or something. So rather limit yourself to 10 or 15 minutes, and you can also even set an alarm if you need that self-control. Even when your mind is in focus mode, that doesn't necessarily mean that's enough, because there is always a lot of outside disturbance going on. If it is noise, a messy environment, people disturbing you, or maybe also things lying around, then you need to do something. Of course, it totally depends on the person because not everybody is equally distracted by the same things, so just look what your trigger points are and make sure to get them out of the way. To be safe rather than sorry, I prepared those tips for you so that you're not distracted by the environment. First, look for a productive environment. Some people just cannot work at home because of their annoying roommate or maybe stuff lying around, and that's totally fine. Maybe just go to a cafe or the library or meet with some other people where you can get that productive energy going on. Second, which is something for probably very perfectionist people like me, keep a clean and tidy environment. At least within your eyesight, because this could be a source of distraction. For example, I'm doing my uni work a lot at the kitchen table, but there shouldn't be any food lying around, otherwise I'll feel like, oh, I have to do something with it, let's get cooking! Third, remove all the things that might capture your attention and make you feel like you have some unfinished business to do. Fourth, one of the really most important things, because I know that we are the phone generation. Put your frigging phone on flight mode if you really want to accomplish something. Or if you still need the internet on your phone, then get yourself some kind of app, like for example off time, where you can just block apps, block messages for a certain time so that they won't bother you while you're doing your research. Fifth, grab yourself some water, coffee and snacks so that the hunger won't hinder your work. All of those preparation methods sound like a lot of effort and time that you're investing, but at the same time you're wasting so much more time by just procrastinating every time you want to start something. So rather prepare properly and just get your shit together and do your work. If you're doing a lot of creative work and you have something like a writer's block, for example, there's a lot of ways how you can get more ideas. There are a lot of alone activities where you have a lot of thinking time to yourself, and those are the ones that I would recommend the most. Especially things where you just cannot use your phone, because then you won't. Especially sports like jogging, swimming, cycling and yoga are really great for thinking, because you really get to chill down and just focus on this thing, and usually it's a really monotone thing to do, so you can just focus on your thoughts and completely blur out the actual activity you are doing. I'm swimming a lot for fitness purposes, and I only realized recently how great it is to just think about something, because you don't have your phone anywhere near you. Like for example, when walking or something, you tend to take your phone and also listen to music, which is really distracting sometimes. So if you really want to just be with yourself and get your thoughts straight, then I also recommend to not listen to music. Apart from sports, you could also do meditation or cooking, or for example, something simple like showering, because you're also alone in the shower and you can just think about stuff. But please don't go showering just for the idea flow, because think of the environment and your electricity bill. A really important part to keep your motivation going on is to treat yourself. Always keep time for yourself in the day so that you won't feel overworked and frustrated. Either you can place them after a super unpleasant task that you're just happy to have accomplished, or maybe also at the end of the day when everything is finished so that the procrastination level is not too high. Play your favorite game, eat a comfort food, watch a good series, or just casually meet with your friends, whatever it is that makes you happy. And please don't get lost in your work and think about the goals that are behind doing those things and why you are actually doing all of this. Prioritize your activities in the day, and very importantly, don't say yes to everything and everybody. It is nice to help some people out, but it shouldn't cover your whole time in the day to just do things for other people, because after all, it is your life. So those are all of my advice to stay focused and organize your day. If you have any advice yourself, then put them all in the comments below. I would love to hear them. If you also have some other video topics that you want to see covered in the next ones, then you can also hit me up on social media and tell me what you would like to see. I love to see you in the next one. Check out my other stuff and I'll see you then. Bye bye!